Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EBM Scholars. Today we are here with one important guest and a very interesting topic we are going to talk about. The topic is about the life experience in America and especially how to start a new life as a green card lottery winner. Because we have been talking a lot about green card lottery. So what is the better way to start talking about green card than talking to the person who is the real winner of the diversity visa lottery? I can tell you green card is what, how are you going to start the life? But Carla, who is my guest today, has a real life experience is to start life here in America as a green card holder. Carla, you are so much welcome to the EBM Scholars channel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, EBM Scholar. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, at least to share some information about green card. Yeah, as my brother introduced me to you, my name is Kalangadi, or you can call me Kala. I now live in Kansas, Missouri state, and I'm a green card holder. So I'm ready for your question.
You are one among the luckiest people on the planet Earth. You know why I'm saying that way? Number one is when you applied for the green card lottery back in the time you were applying, there was no a passport requirement, right?
Yes.
Then after your time you won, that the passport requirement came. So the time you applied, the applicants were over 18 million applicants.
Sure.
That is the main applicants. But with the introduction of the passport requirement, the number has been less than 10 million each time. So your time was very competitive than this time.
Yes, the competition was too high, and during that time, there was a lot of tensions, because of the rules and police, immigration rules and police which were there, that they were basing more and more on merits requirements. What do I mean by merits? At least they wanted someone who will be able to come to America and manage to live their life without depending on any source of income, for example, from government or from any support.
Yes.
So I think that's why there was a lot of complication and there was a lot of competition about that. But still we managed to come because, it's just following rules, procedures, and policies, and then you are able to come here with the green card.
Yes. So I will be asking a lot of questions on my end, which are most frequent asked questions from the viewers. But also down the road, I will be posting the comments or the questions from the audience. So any person in the audience has a question, please go ahead and put your question. Write the question, and I will read your question for Carla or for myself down the road. But let me start a conversation with you, Carla. Then you can add those kind of questions down the road. So my first question is, after winning, we usually say the application for the diversity visa lottery is free of charge. Yes. But once you win, there are costs associated with it. One among the costs is medical. Another cost is the visa fee itself. Then there is a cost of the green card, the card itself. Yes. So talk about the medical experience for you when you went to the medical. How was it? Was it very scary? How was it? How much do you pay? The experience for the medical examination?
Yes, actually, after you win, there's a lot of information. You start communicating with, it's called IRS. So Homeland Security will send you documents, and then you will take those documents to the embassy, and the embassy has designated hospitals You don't just go in any hospital and do checkup and then bring results. No, they will direct you according to to those selected hospitals, and then it will depend on each country. I'm not sure if the check the vaccine or checkup fee is the same. For instance, on my side, I was living in South Korea, and the hospital we went, it's Seoul National University, which is among one of the hospital whereby anyone who wants to go to America, they can go there to do you do health checkup, and then you do vaccine over there. So I think they do everything the same. You start with checkup, and then after checkup, you do vaccine. I think after checkup, they will they let you know. Before vaccine, they take the result to the embassy. So, for example, if you have like communicable disease, let's say
like tuberculosis is one among the big ones.
Yes, tuberculosis, especially tuberculosis, they will not let you in. They give you some times to get treated with that disease, and then you will follow procedures of going again and making vaccine, and then the following procedure will be going to the embassy. So for me, because we were three, me, my wife, and daughter, I think the vaccine cost around $1,000, roughly. So at least everyone should pay $300 for those vaccines. So if you want to make a budget or a rough estimation, at least you can start calculating from $1,000 or $1,500.
Yes. That is something, number one. Number two is the interview. I have a couple questions on the interview.
Yes.
Number one is, obvious there is a visa fee, $330 per person.
Yes.
Your daughter, how much did you pay for your daughter? Because people are asking, what if my child is 2 months old, or is 5 years old, or is it the same younger and older person? How much did you pay for each person for the visa fee?
The visa fee is the same for every passport. They don't consider the age, they consider your passport. So
exactly.
Every passport counts the same. So even if you have a 1 month
baby, 1 day old baby,
or 1 day old baby, you still have to pay the same fee, because I think it is registration. They have to process your documents and registration, and I think they waive this thing. Because when you land in the United States of America, there is a registration and the so-called social security number. So they don't charge you on that, because you pay like around $7, which is almost like a free service. You are getting that registration and everything, and all documents with actually, like, I think we use like $21, the whole family.
Okay, let's go back to the interview. For those who do not know, Carla is originally from Tanzania, like me.
Yes.
But he didn't do interview in Tanzania because Carla and his family, they were living in South Korea. So he did interview in South Korea. But doing interview in South Korea doesn't change your case number to be AS, because your number is AF. Doesn't matter where you are, you are processed by your case number.
Yes. So for my case, actually, you can apply green card any place you are, whether you are in the United States of America, whether you are back in Africa, whether you are in Tanzania, whether you are in Asia, any place you can still apply the green card, because the United States, they have their embassies. They will need you to use your country of origin passport.
Exactly.
So for instance, on my side, I had to prepare all documents and all certificates from my origin country. But the interview, I selected to do an interview in South Korea because it is cost there's much cost if you travel going back to do an interview back home,
And
then.
And one more thing for your case, because your wife and your child, you are together in South Korea, so there was no logic to travel to go to Tanzania to do what?
Yes, for sure. There was no reason, because it will cost you a lot of money, and without any reason. So actually, what you do then before the interview, there is the so-called background check, the criminal record check.
Yes, police clearance.
So yes, so if you are residing in another country, that means you have to make sure that you are doing police record. If you lived somewhere more than 6 months, they have to provide you a police record each country. So I had to communicate with the Ministry of Home Affairs back home, and then they just interviewed me, and I just sent them email. They replied, and they just took like it was like almost like 2 weeks. I don't know how many days do they do, but for me, I just did it earlier. It took it like 2 weeks. They just did background check, and they sent me the certificate.
Okay.
Then I went to South Korea police. I provided my information, and they started doing background check. They provided that information, I think, within 7 days. Then after that, that's when I went to the interview in South Korea.
So on the interview, so that is the place where many people have so many questions. Number one, I will start with the language. I will come to ask that question. Number two, I will ask duration. Number three, the possible questions you were asked. So I'm going to ask you those kind of things. So because we're in South Korea, the national language of South Korea is Korean.
Yes.
And for you, you speak both languages. You speak, I mean, languages. You speak Swahili. You speak your tribal language. You're in South Korea. You speak English, but also you are very conversant. You are very good in Korean. Which language do you use for the interview?
I used English, but when I received the document, before I went to the embassy, there was a question like they give you a room. Which language do you prefer to use? So you tell them earlier. I think there is the place where you have to send back the mail telling them that because they will ask you, are you comfortable to do interview in English? You have to say yes or no. And then if you are not able to speak, to do interview in English, which language do you prefer?
Yes.
Then, are you comfortable with Korean? They asked me, are you comfortable with Korean? I say, no, I'm okay with English. And then if you are not also comfortable with Korean, then you have to go with your translator. And then you have to notify them earlier before you go for the interview.
You don't show up with any person. The person must be written, this is my translator, I will come here.
Yes. If you appear with your translator, you didn't do his or her appointment before you go there, I think it will be difficult for you. So you have to be prepared.
And there is no penalty to use a translator. So I want to make sure people don't go there. For instance, you are in Tanzania, you are in Kenya, for instance, and I mean, you know English, but you are comfortable to speak Swahili. Better to go and do the interview in the language you are comfortable with. There is no penalty that if you do not know English well, how are you going to live in America? They're not going to hold it against you at all.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we are here in America. I've been meeting a lot of green card holders. They even don't know English. They have just started, learning English here. So you can ask yourself, how did this guy, how did these people do interviews?
Because you are not coming here to do bachelor degree or masters where you have to prove you know the language. You have won the degree totally. How you survive, that will be something else.
Yes, for sure.
Another thing is, just for the time, did your interview take 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? How long? Since, apart from waiting from the bench, when you went to the week, when they started asking you the first question, how long that interview took place?
I think my interview took like almost like 7 minutes. I can say that. Before I went for the interview, I was asking a lot of friends, green card holders, how they handled the handled.
Oh, there is a network. I cannot be able to hear you. Yeah, so while we are waiting for Carl, I think there is network problem on his end. Yeah, so what he's talking about, you have to research and asking your friends, how long did it take for them to do the interview? That is something, number one, you needed to know about it so that you can be comfortable. In most cases, they do a lot of interviews with so many people. So for that particular case, it depends. But usual color had a funnel, so 70 means that is reasonable, and it still is a short time. But if you are single, it's a 3 to 5 minutes, game over. They finished on that particular area. So color has dropped. So let me try to ask him if we can be able to rejoin. So, but that is the first.
Very sorry. I think there was a problem of internet connection here.
Yes. So welcome back. So you are talking about, you said you are asking some friends or some people who have been to the interview.
Yes. Actually,
yes.
Yeah. So one of my friends told me they did like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, and they didn't ask them questions because my friend told me they asked him like, what is your highest level of your education? He said, I have a master's degree, and they said, where are you coming from? And he said, I'm coming from Rwanda. And they say, I think you are good to go. That's it. But what I want to say is interview has different experiences.
Yeah.
So for me, when I went there, it took like 7 minutes because me and my wife, we was interviewed together. And some questions, I think something which prolonged the interview was I put my master's certificate. I included my master's certificate. I think because I thought if I have master's, then there was no need for me to attach a bachelor degree. I think it brought a lot of questions because I didn't put a bachelor degree because I said if I have a master's degree,
if you have masters, you have bachelor.
Yes. So I think you have to be well prepared. Just go there well prepared because yes, because any document you are filling, any answer you are putting on application form can result to a lot of questions. So the thing is, just prepare yourself financially. If you have certificate, if you mention anything, you have to prove that.
Either like I have this kind of education, I have certificate in conflict resolution, have the document to prove that. Work experience, I worked at the National Bank of my country, have the document.
For sure.
To prove that, even if the letter of the supervisor or the contract, anything to prove your work experience and education.
Yes.
Those are critical.
Yes. So yeah, question was like that. How will you manage life in America? And I told them, I've been living in a foreign land for 6 years and I've been with my family. So I'm very sure that whenever I go to United States, I will be able to cope up with the situation. And then I told them I've been working with several experiences, and then I'm qualified in a certain level. And I mean, to make emphasis on this,
yes,
if you, for example, qualified in IT, information technology, if you are qualified in accounting, try to go and do some researches how much like a bachelor degree or a diploma level, certificate level, how much do they earn in the United States? that will be easy for you to convince them that, you know, I have this level of information technology. So, because for instance, this state pays this amount of money, I'm very sure that I will be able to manage life in the United States of America. So you have to prove them. They don't ask those questions to victimize you. They want to be sure that
and
whenever
also
you move.
And they want it for you to be like you are prepared mentally. Even if you are coming with a degree in IT, you decide I want to become a nurse. They are not going to say no, but they want you to make a research. You can say, I have a degree maybe in political science, but I know this one doesn't pay well. When I go there, I'll take a student loan and I'm going to do medical. They have no problem.
I can change my career.
I want to know like you have made a research, you are interested to go there, you're excited with the country. Those are the things they want to see.
Yes, so those are important things, but yeah, after some, you know, conversation, it was like a friendly conversation for real. It was like a friendly conversation. The guy who was asking question was very calm. He was not attacking me with questions. He was not attacking my wife with any questions. So after that, they said, okay, I think you are good to go. Just I will take your documents and then just wait for your passport. They will ask you whether they send your passport by mail because they have to stamp it and they have to put the visa, green card visa on it. So yeah, you will choose one. Whether you go at the embassy, you correct those passport at the window, or they can send them through your mail.
Yeah, but remember you were in Korea, my friend. Is it more developed than Tanzania or Kenya? So they cannot send it in a street in Nairobi, in Kibera.
Yes, I think. Yes, I think it is.
Street address, house number. The mail will come to your house.
Yes, I think to be sure, it is advised that you go by yourself in person and correct your passport.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are very, very good inputs with regard to the experience of the interview. And as you mentioned, I want to clarify to some people, there are things they will deny you the visa on the interview, and there are things they are not going to deny, but they might ask you for more clarification or more documentation. For instance, if they come to realize your education and or work experience don't match at all with the requirements or eligibility, you will be denied. But I'm giving an example. If you say I'm married and you let's say got married 1-2 weeks after you win the DV lottery, they might ask, can you give us more evidence to prove that this is a legitimate marriage? Not just because they want to know. So they can ask you, maybe send the photos of the engagement, show them the photos of the reception or something like kind of that. Maybe you went to the church just beyond the document that this is a marriage certificate. So they might ask, go and bring the documents. Like, because even the medical, you don't open that medical is sealed. You do not know what they found there. So if you have tuberculosis, they will say you need to go and do the treatment and show us do again the test. If it's negative, we are going to give you, So there are things they are going to tell you, go and bring more evidence or documentation. And there are things they right away, if you, let's say, you didn't go to high school and your work experience, maybe you are cooking in a small, you are selling, you are storekeeper in a very tiny store, you don't have any work experience of which match the labor certification or qualification, they will deny you. But in most cases, if you meet everything, they need extra document, they will tell you, okay, go ahead and bring these documents within this particular time. Because there is one person, I know they're Tanzanians, they were engaged, but I told them, just get married first before you go to the interview. So they got married. So they put the marriage certificate. On the embassy, they say, okay, go and give us more evidence if you live together right now. Go and give us the evidence to prove that even the picture during while you in the ceremony, because the marriage is different. Like for you and your wife, you got married for a long time already. When you won, so it's not like it's suspicious. Like, okay, the results came out on May 8th, and on June 1st, you got married and you filled the DSC 260. That looks suspicious, but you needed to prove, give them the evidence. That's what I can,
on top of that, anything you write anything you fill in that form, you have to be honest, sure, and you have to tell the truth.
Yes.
If they ask you, have you ever used any other names other than this? Tell them the truth. They will not, there is no problem with that. How many children do you have?
Yes.
If you have 2, don't say 3. Don't volunteer to take your nephew or your brother's son or daughter. You say, okay, I'm going with them as my kids. They will need a proof. They will need a proof of that. And on top of that, especially back home in Africa, we have traditional marriage. We have traditional marriage, it's recognized. We have religious marriage. For example, if you obtain a Muslim marriage certificate, that is not an international document because some people, they do not know Arabic. Or some people, they don't know Swahili. So you will be required to go and make international marriage. I think every country, I don't know how they do in Kenya or other East African countries, but
Almost
back
all they
home
have
in Tanzania,
registration. Yeah, they have some sort of like a written Tanzania, which is going to register. That one is given a certificate which is international.
Yeah, so you will get a government certificate. Then all questions will be direct to the government. If you are not married, then it is easier for them to recognize a government marriage certificate instead of religious or traditional, because back home we do religious and traditional marriage, which, for example, traditional one, we don't even provide certificate.
Yeah.
So those are important things you have to know before you go for the interview.
Yeah, those are very, very good explanation. Thank you so much for that. Other question now. For you is a little bit different because you are traveling from South Korea. You already traveled in the airport, a lot of airports. You have already been into plane before. So me, when I was coming to America for the first time, back in 2008,
yes,
in Tanzania, there was just like one flight going to Kigoma, and it was very expensive. I've never been to any flight. So my experience was different of first time traveling overseas, but still it is easier to travel. But explain for the green card lottery winner. Number one for you, you have a host. For those who do not know, Carl, I used to be Carla's host, so we lived with Carl.
Yes.
And for those who have watched Carla's videos, some of the videos that we have done, Carla is also a YouTuber, so we have done a lot of interviews together. So number one, I'm going to put your YouTube channel on the comment here, so that people can be able to subscribe to a YouTube channel.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, for me, I advise people to use someone also who has won the DV lottery to get more experience.
Yes.
So for me, I can talk those kind of things. It's different when I'm talking about scholarships. Scholarship, I can talk like at the peak because I went through the process myself.
Yes.
So when you travel as a green card holder, you are traveling from the country you are arriving in America. I know at the embassy, there are certain documents they give you, which you are not supposed to open before. There are documents you will be having them, like a passport with a visa and all kind of things. So when you arrive on the first port of entry we call here in America, for you, was it in Texas, right?
Texas, yes.
Dallas or Houston?
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. So when you arrive in Dallas, what was the first thing you did as a green card holder? Because usually you have to go to the customs and the customs and border protection officers at the kiosk. What process did it happen first of all on that particular end?
Yes. So after interview, the embassy will give you the documents. They give you an envelope which you don't have to open.
Yes.
When you land in United States of America, there will be some announcement. They will say those who are immigrating, there is a lot of immigrants, there is refugees, there are people who are coming to work in America. There's a lot of reasons. There are people who are coming in seminars. So they will show you the direction you have to go, because everybody have to go on a Department of Homeland Security, and they have to check everything. And when we reach there, you have to line up because there is a lot of people who are coming in and with different reasons, immigrants with different reasons.
Yes.
So you submit your envelope, which you should not open. It should be sealed.
Don't open.
Do not open it. Yes.
Simple as that. Don't open, don't open. Once you open, they know it has been open. And you'll they'll give you a U-turn and go back to your country.
So you don't touch that envelope. You just keep it safe. You don't open it, and then you submit to people of Homeland Security. They will just say, you just wait for there. And then after waiting for some times, they will tell you to go and collect your baggages, and they will let you in.
Welcome home.
Yes, so they say, welcome home. Yeah, so for me, my port of entry was Dallas, Texas, but I was not supposed to live in Texas. I had to connect with another flight, which was coming to MCI, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
So we stayed there for transferring. It was American airline. We stayed there for like 30 minutes, and then we took local flight to Kansas City, where, you know, we met you here.
Yeah. So on the host part, did they question at the embassy about the host?
No, they didn't ask about the host, but they will ask you. No. That question was at the embassy. At the embassy, they will ask you a place where you are going, because they want to know if you know a certain place. So if you write, for instance, you are going to Georgia, at least they will ask you, how do you know Georgia? Why are you moving there? You know, what attracted you there? You know, it's like a normal conversation.
Yes.
So you have to tell them. And then they will ask you about the host. Like, okay, tell me about your host. How will things go? Things like that, like a normal conversation. So those were the kind of questions. But whenever you land in America, they don't force you to go a place where you feel that you will be hosted or you will be living, because it is your choice. It is your choice. It will depend on how you will manage life.
Exactly.
So you can write that you are going to New York, and then you don't have to, because they give you a room. It is flexible to change anytime you want.
Yes.
So that's how I ended up being in Kansas City, Missouri.
That has been very good experience, eating a lot of barbecue together.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Another question.
Yes.
You have landed here. What were the first few things you did right away?
When I landed here, the first few things I did was go to the office and do registration so that I get the so-called social security number. Because here in America, you cannot get any service. We cannot say only government service, any service from anywhere, if you don't have a social security number. Or it will prolong your service, because if you can also use your passport, but it will bring a lot of questions. For example, opening a bank account, it's difficult if you don't have a social security number, because they don't know if you will be there for a long time. So they don't want to waste resources opening your account for 2 days or 1 week, and then you go back home. So things like that. So how will you keep your money? Will you be moving with your money in a bag, or put your money in your room? You have to question yourself like that. Another thing is actually you have to start registration right away, because there are you have to receive your green card as an
The actual
ID.
card, yeah.
Yeah, the actual card. So you don't have to be moving with your passport. And before you have that ID card, you must move with your passport as an ID. Because if anything happening on the way, they have to identify you. So they are advising you that those few days waiting for your green card, at least you should be moving with your passport as an ID. So registering those things, because in America, the thing which among one of cultural shock was everyone should, you know, if you want to work, if you want to live comfortable life, at least you should own a car.
Yes.
At least you have to own a car because there is no many public transport here in America. So
deep New York City town, like, but
yes,
out of that you'll be in so much trouble.
Like, yes, if you are in Washington DC, California, I think
California, no. California a little bit, LA a little bit, because San Diego is so spread out. Yes, you can use, but a distance of going by your own car for 15 minutes, you lose an hour and a half by a public
waiting for public transport. Yes, yes. So that is among one of the things which you have to do just after you arrive, like after 1 or 2 days. You can just go to any local government office and then you ask them. They will write your information and they will provide your social security number, which takes like 1 week.
Yeah. I have another good question, which many people are asking, usual. This question is, when you arrive here,
yes,
the biggest thing is about jobs. First of all, how long does it take to get a job? And can you get a job? Let's say you are a lawyer. Let's say you are an engineer. Can you come here and start your way and become an engineer? Or if you're looking for jobs, which are jobs that are easier to get? And which jobs, how can you start? For you, how much did you start? Like, when you talk about the general job, what perspective did you have? Were you having the mindset, I'm going to become the top human resources officer in America? Or what was your expectation and what was the reality? And how did you able to start your job, and the minimum job, how much does it pay for your case?
Yes, actually, when I was in the good thing, I had some experience living in abroad, like in South Korea.
Yeah,
there is many jobs in South Korea. Same, likewise in America, there is a lot of jobs. So it depends on you. So when we reached here, when you reach here, the advice is at least you have to start where you are. Exactly. There is a lot of jobs. You have to start where you are. You don't need, because it takes process for them, for you to apply, for example, a professional job. They need a recommendation. So you have to do those process. So by doing that process, it takes long time. It can cost you even 6 months.
Yeah.
So when I reached here, when you reach here, it doesn't take long, because if you get that social security number, you are good to start any job. And many jobs which are available here, many jobs which are there every day. Every day you don't miss a job. There is this kind of simple jobs like being cashier in a supermarket, working in McDonald's, the fast food areas. They have a lot of warehouses, they have factories. So you choose anything you feel like it is comfortable with you. And the good thing here, when you are doing that job, you are fine and you are okay to say no at any time. So you can quit anytime you want with no any reason, and no one will be mad at you. But also, the other side, you can be fired with no any other reason. You can be fired anytime with no any other reason.
Exactly.
So my advice is, if you're just being fast enough, just do your job, just learn, just interact with people. And then from there, I think it is where now you can start settling down and finding a way on how you can get your professional job, because you will meet a lot of individuals there. You will meet of those people who are, graduates. The good thing here in America, it doesn't matter whether you have big certificate, small certificate, you can interact and you can associate yourself with, different kind of type of job, and they pay good money.
What
For
is the
example, the state where I live, at least the jobs I was applying, firstly, it was $13 per hour. Those was minimal jobs, minimal payment, and they goes up to $25 every hour. So it depends on the job where the job you get.
and the one among the advantages of being green card holder versus like international students, you have to work 2 hours per week on campus, unless otherwise it's during out of the school year. During the holiday, you can work more hours.
Yes.
Here, if you are green card holder, is your energy, is up to your energy. You can have 2 jobs. If you want in 24 hours to work all 24 hours, is up to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are able to do so. And some people, they do so because, when you are in, for me, I don't advise someone to, it depends on you, but I don't advise someone to do 2 jobs, because you have a green card. You have all documents required for someone to work in the United States of America. So you should do 1 job and try to cope up and accommodate yourself with the new environment.
Yes.
Because you still have enough time. You still have enough time to do those 2 jobs.
Yes. And on top of that, I want to add something which is very good on what you said. Because if you're an international student, one day when it is gone, it means it's one day towards your visa to expire. Yes. You are permanent here. Yes, you have to work. If you work 2 jobs every single day, you don't have time to interact. The other disadvantage, you do not know the culture. You will not know about it. You will not be able to know what is about his credit score. You will not know about how does it take to get a loan. Even if the stimulus is passing, you do not know the procedure. How do you get it? So you'll be outside of the world. You'll be just all the time is at work. After work, you just go to sleep. So there is another disadvantage of that. But also, it will be good. Like, it is better to work the same job when possible. You find the jobs which they give overtime on the same company. You get paid more. You add a few hours more. You take 1 day extra shift. You get more money than just having like a full 2-3 jobs, whatever. It is another complication.
Yes. Yeah. For example, for me, I just, started my job. And then later on, I started slowly doing overtime. And then as the time goes on, you get to know the environment. My second job, when I started my second job, it was a peak season. And, there was a lot of bonuses if someone do overtime. And then that's where I started doing 6 days. I started working 6 days. And I did it for some few months, because I wanted to meet my target, and get some financial, requirements I was planning to have in a certain period of time. But then after those 2 months, I just slowed down, and now, I'm working 40 hours, but sometimes if they have some of overtime, I can choose to work 50 hours. That's it. So, for the green card holder, you don't have to worry about anything about 2 jobs. But when you reach at that level, when you get used to the new environment, then you can decide whatever you want to decide, because you can achieve anything at any time you want.
Yes. I have another related question. What companies or what websites did you use to get the first job on your end?
Yeah, so actually, I think America is different from other countries, because here they have recruitment agencies. You don't get hired direct from the company for the first time. So for usually most of time, if you want to get this job as quick as possible, you have to use recruitment agent, because the recruitment agent, they have a lot of information about the work, about the job. So you just go to the website, you find any local, any closest recruitment agent close to your house.
Yes.
And then you go there, they will give you more than 15 opportunities opening there. They will ask you, how many miles do you want to drive for this job? If you don't know how to drive, they can just give you a walking distance. There is a lot of jobs here in America. You can't finish those jobs. There's a lot.
And to add on, yeah, the recruitment agents is quicker to get them, because on top of that, if a job, they say they give you $15 per hour, remember, for them, they are getting maybe $10 on top of your head for each hour. So for that case, for them, they have to give you the job. As long as they do a drug test, you are good to go. You don't have any crime, and you, especially when you have the first job, you do good job with them. Even if you say, no, I don't want this job, they have a good record of you. They'll find another job because they know you are a reliable person. Because the more you work, the more they get also money. Yes. So especially people from developing countries, they come here with the mindset of working so hard. They are not lazy. So for them, I mean, if they get like Carla, they get like me, they get like you, it becomes easier for them. Like, okay, this job, if you say, I want more money, they'll find you more money, because more money for you, more money for them.
Yes.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. So yeah, every time, even if you say that, yeah, you are not comfortable with the job they gave it to you, you can call them, they can find any other job. Or if you tell them that, I think this distance is long for me to drive, I'm not used to this one, they give you that job. But on my experience, I choose for some, more miles, more money. But also it was a advantage for me, because I get used to highway, to drive on highway, the things like that.
And if you want to quit a job you got through agents, it is a good idea to call the agents and explain, I don't want to have this job, because unless others don't want to use that agents anymore. Because if you just decide today I'm quitting, whatever, or you quit all the time, that agents, they see you are reliable, they don't want to use you anymore because you don't give them money. But in any job you're allowed to quit, but you don't know. I mean, but just for the relationship with the agents, if you want to use them for more other jobs, that is a good idea, to make sure that they know that I don't want to have this job because of this one. Find me another one, or I want more money.
On top of that, it's a good thing to relate with people you work with, because you don't know tomorrow. And it is even good. For example, the job I was doing, first, it was paying a little bit less. So I communicated with my supervisor. I told him that I got a certain job. It pays me more than your company pays. But I think for now, because I need some, I need to increase my income, I think I will prefer that. And he was open-minded to me. He was really positive, and he said, I think you are a good team, and next time, whenever you want to come back, just call me or call this company. I think you will be able to come back. Instead of just disappearing without any communication, they will just only calculate 3 days to terminate you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those have been a good discussion. So let me go and read some of the questions from people, and then you can go through. Okay. Okay, some people, they are live now. You can be able to see when I put on the comment here on the screen. People are watching from Ghana, from everywhere. So, okay. I just want to find the specific question. There is someone from Missouri. Basiema Kutema. Which part of Missouri do you live? I don't know whether. Yeah, so there are people from everywhere. Liz is the girl from Uganda, but she lives in Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have so many. I just want to have this. Okay, there is a question from Liz. Okay, so Liz has a very good question. And both of us, we need to give this kind of our experience. For your case, talk about the cultural shock experience when you first landed in America. That is a very good question.
Okay, so on my side, let me say this. I lived in South Korea, Seoul, for more than 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of skyscrapers in South Korea, even in countryside. They have tall building, big building, fancy. So whenever I landed in Dallas, Texas, then I took a plane to Kansas, Missouri. Then my first destination in Kansas was Lee Summit. So when I reached in Lee Summit, like my wife was asking me, "Are we still going, or we are here already?" We didn't we didn't see tall buildings. We didn't see huge apartments. We didn't see underground, those things. So we saw, like open space, big land, this is different culture, in America, someone want to be in a place where they can ride their horses, they can have a place, to ride their bicycles, things like that. So that was the really first cultural shock for me.
Okay. For me, the biggest cultural shock was to see poverty in America. I had the mindset, which a majority of us, and especially back in the time, now you can see more on social media. There was no social media. I mean, you see on the TV, but the TV, you see like the tall buildings, like in Times Square, you see Las Vegas during the night, not during the day, because Las Vegas pictures during the day, you are just like you were in Sudan. I mean, you middle of the desert, or in Kalahari or somewhere. But I mean, so you see the rest, and so you don't see the level of poverty. So you come here, you find like, man, you used to see poor people are just like you, black people, and because I'm in Tanzania, now we find like some people like, man, how comes you in America and you are this poor? So poverty is real, but they are not shown in the social media for that particular area. So that was the biggest shock for me. Like for me, I see like we are talking about jobs, we're talking about all these opportunities, but why can't you even go to work at McDonald's? Why can't you do this? It's very, very tough also. So just like any other country, they have good things and they have bad things, but that's the other side, which we didn't know much, was very, very tough for me to experience. That was, talk about the accent of people when you start, like, it's different when you go, let's say, on the interview, the level of talking, people asking questions is more professional way than, that's why we're talking like after working, go and learn the culture, go and mix with other people. That's how you learn so many things from the culture. One of the things is about just like to hear someone and to be able to talk to them face to face and on the phone, because on the phone is a different ball game. If you can be say, I know English, I understand, I agree, you know English, but when African American is talking to you over the phone, is a different. How was your experience when it comes to the aspect of the language, and especially maybe you call someone customer service and the machine, you talk to them, you say something 3 and this what, like it's a repeat, like how was it for you?
For me, like phone conversation was okay. We can understand each other, but yeah, there are some friends like African Americans, when they were like talking at workplace, sometimes I have to, keep saying, pardon, can you say it again, something like that, because when it started, even this COVID-19, someone wearing masks, when they are talking for the first time, if I don't see their lips, sometimes you don't get all words. So like you don't understand the whole conversation until you can see their lips. But I think now, it takes some time, takes some few months for you to
and you get used to
to get used to. Yeah, the other thing I liked is like a cultural shock, but it is in a positive way. People are open, like someone can say hello in the supermarket. People are ready to help, and especially if they know that you have few days, you have landed few days in America. Some of people, they know that a lot of challenges happening here. So like everybody is ready to help whenever they can help you. So ask anything, don't be scared, like my accent will be like in a certain way. Just ask, anybody will understand you. No one is laughing, no one is, it's just something which is good.
Yeah, there is another question again from Liz, is asking, which state are you?
Living in Kansas and Missouri, they are closer. So like yesterday we met, it's just a 35 minutes drive from where I live and where you live, but we are living in different states. Exactly. So it's called Kansas, Missouri. So now I'm living in Kansas and you are living in Missouri.
Yeah, and we have the same downtown, but someone in Kansas, they call Kansas City, Kansas. Is it? Yes. Someone in Missouri, the same downtown, they call Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
And they have the same airport.
So I live in, it's called KCK, Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah. And I live KCMO.
KCMO, yes.
Okay, there is another question. How do you find the schools for young children and the syllabus? Natalia has started, right, school? Or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
But just explain, like, I know in the fall, she's going to start kindergarten, right?
Yes. Actually, when we came in America, we had to go back in February, where my dad passed away, and we stayed back home in Tanzania for a long period of time. So, due to that reason, we were not able to catch up with a time where they started opening school when we came. So, at least you have to start preparing application for preschool, or it's called preschool or kindergarten, at least 3 months before you take your child there, because preschool, they have limited chances. It's not mandatory, but it's a good thing to have it.
Yeah.
So I think also due to this situation of pandemic, people stayed home for so long, and they were allowing few children to go to school, and some of school, they were taking those kids in different sessions. We were not able to get chance, but for the chance of it's called kindergarten. I think after preschool, I think that one also, a government will send you information. Like we have already received the mail from closet schools that they are opening and they are starting to advertise those positions, and we will be able to get that chance around July or August.
Yeah, in the kindergarten, you have to be 5 years old.
Yes.
Before most of the, I mean, depending on the state, but most of the state before August, because the school starts in August. But some the state, like in Missouri, you have to be 5 years old before July something like that. Yeah, so it depends on each state on how you go from kindergarten. And if you are coming, maybe you are 4th grade from your country, come with all education documentation here, then they will see them, and then they can see how they can screen the child, and you can start your school here. There are so many questions we have already answered them about the interview, so I'm posting them here so that so people can be able to understand that we have already answered some of these.
Okay.
Yeah, so someone say, actually, I did not understand later time, but now I understand something. There is a need of a lot of money. Yes, after winning, and especially if you have a family, there are, because and Carla, you haven't talked. There is also flight ticket.
Yes.
So all the things there. If a child is above 2 years old, is paying as an adult.
Yes, the good thing, whenever you get American visa, I think it is valid for 1 year.
6 months for green card holder.
Or for 6 months green
Yeah,
card.
then you travel.
Yes, so I think it's a good chance to prepare yourself before you come here. But when you win, at least you have to be prepared financially, because
Yes.
when you migrate, when you move here, they will expect you to start coping with the new life. So I think it's a good thing to prepare yourself financially, especially if you have a family.
Yeah. Okay. There is a question for you. Carla, what do you do for a living in the United States, and how you have tried to cope up there?
Okay. Yeah, it's actually not our culture to ask what do you do for living. Yeah, so when I came here, actually, I started working in a certain warehouse as a warehouse associate for a certain period of time, for some few months, and then I got a good paying job. It's I'm working in a place. It's a inbound department. We are that company is actually dealing with building materials. So everything which is done there in that company is almost machinery, and there is a lot of departments. There is shipping department, there is receiving department, there is inventory, there is quality control. So for me, I'm working there as inbound. That means I am them, approving those products. We are receiving those products and ready for selling them to customers. So that's what I do for now.
Yeah.
This is actually, I'm a human resource professional, but for now I'm not working there as a human resource professional. But there is a chance to grow in our company. A lot of people, they start from lower position up to higher position. It depends on how you learn, and it depends on how you stay with that company.
And now you are finishing your PhD.
Now, yeah, I'm writing my research to conclude my PhD, and I'm just doing. There's a lot of things to we do. Actually, there is the so-called DoorDash. If you know DoorDash, it's like Uber. Yeah, so like this is like a side hustle. Everybody can do. So you just register yourself, and then you just take orders, for example, from different markets, and then you deliver to certain houses. They give you some tips. Here in America, the good thing, they tip on everything. So you can deliver something, especially for instance, $10, and someone can give you a tip of $10. So you have $20 within a few minutes. So that is another thing I've experienced for sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a question you have already answered about how you got the first job. Someone is also asking about how did you land the job after arriving. We have already talked about the agencies, but you can get also from the website. And there are some condolences for the death of our President Magufuli. So thank you so much. Yeah. Someone is watching from Rwanda. Okay. He's just saying, how are you doing? And appreciating. People watching from Ghana. Okay, another condolences for the President Magufuli. Thank you. We are praying for him. It is tough. Someone say, someone is give us time to speak to Carla. Usually, what I do, the first time when I start live, I can't I don't want to start answering the question direct. So I want to present we talk first, and then we are going to receive the question. So these are the questions came right away when we started live.
Yes.
Someone is asking a question. Hello, sir. In the United States, is a bachelor degree in hospitality management accepted and good?
Yes, actually, everything in America, it is accepted. Whether you are doing drawing, painting, dancing, music, anything you do in life in here in America, it is really recognized and respected and accepted. And at any time you want, you can change your career. Even if you want to be a doctor, you are 50 years old, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a medical doctor, the room is open always in America to achieve any goal you want.
Someone say this is just people. That is one of the things people have to understand. To gain weight, to gain weight in America is very easy, especially during the winter time. It's the winter time.
I think because of beards.
Yeah, that's like gaining weight is not something very like. First of all, it's indoor life. People have to know that. For instance, from Friday of the other week to today, yesterday was the first day I got outside of our house. In the evening, we went to eat out. But it's common, especially if we are working from home. Even if you are working from office, after from working from the office, you stay at home.
The other thing actually we didn't speak is among a cultural shock is people's are indoors. For example, now it is what time now? It is 12. I didn't go out. We stay home. Everybody's inside their houses. So here in America, that is what among the thing, like people, they stay inside. It is when they go for a supermarket or they go to work or they just go for some walking, but a lot of people, they stay indoors.
Yeah. So there is one person is asking a question, watching from Kenya. Why should one be denied a fiancé visa? So fiancé visa is a very tricky visa. And there are certain things. Number one, there is a condition. If let's say you want to get married to someone is American citizen. First of all, you must have met in person, not online. You must have met in person because they don't want someone to use as immigration fraud to bring someone in America. That's number one. Number two, the person in America must do another thing is to apply to the immigration, just like what we call just like how we if you get married here, there is a form someone has to file to establish the US citizens to sometimes to request, I'm going to marry to this person, just to be approved in a certain way, and then you have to go to register to the country office that you are getting married. You get the marriage license already written, even the date of the marriage. Once they give you that marriage certificate or license, so it will have the names and everything, exception the final signature of the day of the wedding. So once you have that one, then they can be sent with other documentation to you, and you have to go to the embassy. So the embassy will look all this information. But if you just want to come here just for the matter of just you have never met someone, they will deny, because someone has to establish that is American citizen and is going to get married to you within the next 90 days with all the documentation. So if they look everything is genuine, they're going to give you the visa. But if they see even the relationship like this is very shady, how many times even in the picture you don't have the picture together, like you have never spent time together. Yes, so someone like a tourist say, oh, hi, and then you went there. No, they know there is something fishy. Or the other way is a difficult way. The person has to come to your country, get married in your country, and then come together as husband and wife. Steve Makawa, but you can get married without a ceremony, EBM, through the Attorney General's office. Yes, you can, but that means, that's what I'm telling you, but the ceremony, that means after getting married, you didn't go even to the bar and drink a beer with your friends. I didn't say ceremony you have to have 1,000 people to mean it's a ceremony. Engagement doesn't mean that you must have 1,000 people to do engagement. It can be a surprise engagement, 2 people the day you engage someone. Show the evidence. But if you want to play the African way, that, oh, I don't want to celebrate, they know you are a scam, they don't give you the visa. It's up to them. Show the evidence. Even if it's you two, you don't tell me that even the day you got married, just you two didn't go out to have dinner together to show happiness. So that's the evidence they need. Okay. Someone said, what if you have a bachelor degree but no work experience?
Okay, on that, I think everybody has a work experience. I mean,
that's what you should tell people.
Work experience back home, they define as you graduate and then you get white collar job, and that is experience. That is not, I mean, that's not the way, good way of defining experience. You can be working as a bus driver or a bus conductor. You have been driving for 1 year, for 2 years. That's a work experience. You can be auditing a family company. You are an auditor or you are a supervisor. You are doing such kind of activities. You can still say that you are experienced in a certain thing. A good thing here in America, just say the truth. If you are experienced with something, sometimes they will not require a certificate. They will take you to a field and then they try to see if you are telling them a truth. So I think it is just explaining things like that, but also you can convince them, you know, something you have been doing. For example, if you are doing family activities, just have a certain, you know, a certain document or someone to recommend to you. Like, if you want to know if I've been working here, this is the address, this is the business card, this place I've been working here for 1 or 2 years. They don't provide a certificate of service, but you can find out if I was working there or not.
Yes, and something I want to add people to understand. The problem when you said, people, they think until you get, you wear a tie, go to the office and you get paid the salary. Unpaid is also work experience.
Yes.
Going to be volunteering to the orphanage center, going to be able to help maybe the community or to help your church with the planting.
Yes.
Like that's all these are work experience. And you cannot tell me you are 25 years old, your job has been eating, going to the toilet and sleeping.
You can be a Sunday school teacher. Every Sunday you teach kids at your church or at a mosque. You are teaching Quran, things like that. Those are work experience. Tell me
you have a degree. If you have a degree, average, you are 24, 25 years old. You have never worked anything in your entire life. Like, what have you been doing for all those 25 years of your entire life?
Yeah.
If you haven't done anything and you want to tell me your country is going to develop, that is the problem. Because there are so many things you can do unpaid. That's why
even having a vegetable, you know, gardens at home, doing those things is a good experience. You can get a good job. Even walking dogs here in America is a good experience for somebody to get a job.
You are, for instance, you are a girl and you've been helping with your nephew every 2 weeks, like taking care of them. It's a babysitter, it's experience. But if you don't consider experience, it's up to you. My YouTube is experience. Writing a book is experience. Whether you sell it, whether you don't sell it, is experience. Okay. There is this one from Njoroge Murigi. Njoroge will be from Kenya, I believe so. Even can I be denied the visa if I add the wrong date of birth for kids? How can it be corrected? Yes, they can deny you. So how to correct it when you are going to fill? So you can put the wrong date of birth in the DV lottery application. That is okay. I mean, it's wrong, but it's okay. On the DSC 260, write the correct date of birth. And that date of birth must match on the birth certificate and must match the passport. And just in case, have the document written on the side, just because they might ask that question. Have a document written just on the application of the DV lottery. By mistake, I put the wrong date of birth. But this is corrected and it can be signed by the attorney as affidavit, just to make sure that they know that you are not lying or you didn't do that on purpose. just in case.
Yes, yes. Even if you already submitted DS-260, you can still ask them to reopen it for you to correct that that date. But also, you can find out late. I think you have to make to communicate with the embassy. You can send them email. You can write everything, because what they want, they don't want to ask you questions which goes different with your documents.
Yeah. What contains in the envelope they give you without being opened? Don't be curious to open the envelope. Trust me, it will be bad for you.
For me, I don't know, but what is contained there, that was when you are answering those questions, they are writing down. If you tell the truth, because they say, even if you tell lies, they give you a visa, and then you come in the United States of America, they find out that you tell the lies. If they find out, they are able to deny your visa anytime. It's simple. Like at the airport, they ask you, what do you have in your bag? Do you have more than $10,000? Most of airport, they ask you, do you have more than $10,000 cash? If you have more than that and you don't say the truth, they will keep that money. And then you can get that money back maybe after 3 years.
Yeah, and I have to add on, when you come to America, the first time, yes, especially the first time, because we don't want the first time to come here to be denied. Don't start coming with your fufu in the bag. Don't start coming with the agricultural product. Even if I say, oh, come with this one, my advice will be the first time you are coming here, just come with the normal things. Don't start coming, okay, I'm going to America, I'll miss all this cassava. Why? Worry about the cassava, don't worry. Now worry about being admitted to America. That is the first thing to worry. Don't worry about cassava, don't worry about ugali, don't worry about jollof, pilau, all those kind of nice
now masala.
Masala. Don't forget about those kind of things. Just your worry is let them admit you, they give the actual card. Because if the first time you are showing up, I mean, in your bag, you have unnecessary things. This is going to bring another corona here.
Yeah, those are things. Actually, they don't give it to you. They will ask you if you are kids have, agricultural products. Yeah. Especially, they usually say that some of agricultural products or, food, they might contain some communicable diseases.
Yeah.
I think that's why they are being restricted those things.
Okay. There is another question. Someone say, are all countries allowed it in this about green card lottery? Not all. In Africa, all, but not Nigeria. There are a list of countries which are not allowed, is because they've already have more immigrants already in America. So you can go on the website and you can see all the list of all the countries. Greetings from Kenya. Let's find another question. Okay, on the interview, do they ask you a derivative questions? From Henry Salamba. Henry Salamba is Tanzanian, I think.
What do you mean by derivative?
Do they ask the question to the dependent, like his spouse? Do they ask a question if you have children? Do they interview also them like direct?
Oh yes. Because for example, my wife is the green card winner. So as a family, as a spouse, you have to answer some questions because you are going there as a family. So yeah, they ask you, and you can volunteer also. You can be there. If they ask her a question, if you know the answer, you can answer. If they ask you a question, if she knows the answer, she can answer too. But sometimes they are coming specifically like, okay, we are asking you this question, and then we are asking her or him a question. So it depends.
Yeah, thank you. Someone is praying to be among the 2022 winners, DV winner, and the results will be out on May 18.
All the best.
Nathan Otengi, do every person who arrives in America first go to school and get American education before being employed?
No. You don't. You just need a high school diploma to be employed here in America. Most of the job they need a high school diploma. That's it. They will teach you everything they want you to do for them. If they want employees, if you are ready to drive, they will teach you how to drive. If you are able to operate machines, they will teach you how to operate machines. If they want you to be a human resource officer in a certain company, there is a stages they will tell you to follow. Just stay with the company. There is a lot of opportunities to grow in different companies. For example, if they employ you as an IT and you obtain your bachelor degree, for instance, in Kenya, they will employ you. They will see how you do a job. And for instance, they will tell you like, okay, we will sponsor you and add a certain knowledge or a certain certificate. Or for instance, on my side, I'm a human resource officer. I obtained my bachelor degree and my master's degree in Tanzania. So there is that so-called human resource certification.
Yeah.
So you have to know the rules and principles on how they operate as a human resource officers in America. So if you want to grow, it depends on you. You can just choose anything you want to learn, and you can divert your career whenever you want. And for example, a lot of people have been coming here, becoming nurses. They don't care whether you did biology or you did a science subject to become a nurse. No, whenever you are ready, they will take you there, and then you start doing that job.
Yeah, someone, let me answer this one. Njitha YouTube, do we need to a sponsor to fill DSC 260 according to new rules? First of all, there's no new rules. DSC 260 is the DSC 260. That's number one. And the person who is filling the DSC 260 is the winner of the DV lottery or immigrant visa. And the DV lottery doesn't have a sponsor as a sponsor. Sponsor is through family-based or employer. Those are the sponsors. They are sponsoring you. You are getting green card because someone has sponsored you. But this one, you are going to get a green card because you have won the DV lottery. If it's the sponsor, it's the government who is giving you that one based on the regulation given by the government. If I'm married to an American citizen, the American citizen is sponsoring me. I'm not getting green card based because of American. No, the relationship with my spouse is what gave me the green card. The relationship with the government is what is giving you. So the DSC, there is no the word sponsor in the DV lottery that per se. People are getting confused in that particular sense. And if you want to talk about the affidavit of support in per se or the public charge, all those have been removed. So there is no that particular item. So that is the question. Someone was asking the same question. Okay, already answered that one. Someone say, if I wish day I'm like to be selected, all the best. Yeah, already answered about the public charge, that there is no public charge. Oh man, the question are coming. Okay, you mentioned about the artists and other things. So there is someone versatile artist. Another question, I'm visual artist and the graphics artist. How is that professional in the United States? If I am to have to do what is planning to do, something like that way.
Yeah, I think here there's a lot of opening opportunities. You can be hired by, graphics companies, or you can still be an independent contractor. So independent contractor, you have to look for opportunities for jobs. So I'm not sure because I'm not in that field, but I'm very sure that there is a lot of openings.
Yeah.
There's a lot of events. Some people, they say they are designed through website. So I think it is possible.
And to add on that, remember, there are things which we do, like no matter what education you have, no matter what background you have, when you come in America, you have to pay bills. So you might have a dream, I want to become a musician. But when you come here, you cannot go into seeing like P. Diddy or R. Kelly or these artists and make all this money. Remember, in your country, you are not even top 50 in your country. So while you are doing that way, that is your dream, go and just work at the warehouse, get the money first and pay the bills for the phone, for the internet. And then on that one, start doing as a side coming up. So if you are artist, you don't come here today, you think that you start doing visual artists or drawing some people and to get good money. It depends. Like there are certain states, they have so many of those opportunities. You can say maybe if I get a job in Disney, they have those people, they do that one. But the state you are in Missouri, there's no Disney. Yeah. So you have to know where you are. So while I'm waiting, this is my dream, but I have to eat. I have to pay for the rent. I have to do this one. So do this one while slowly you can start like, okay, let me create my own company. Let me start doing this one on a freelance. And then after time, you'll go up while you'll be able to do that. I would like to say thank you for Arjun for the super chat contribution. If anybody wants to contribute, I really appreciate. Thank you so much from Japan. Okay, another question. Another person is wishing to be, who is waiting for the DV lottery results. Okay. Mr. EBM, I'm a student of one of the universities in India. So once I won a DV lottery, can allow to transfer for the university? That is the question you have to be very interesting. I will give you the reality and I'll give my personal advice on that. Number one, you are allowed to transfer, but who will pay for your school fees here? The university you are studying in India, you might study per year, let's say, is $1,000 US. The university you come to study here in America, you want to transfer per year is $25,000 or $30,000 US. Who is going to pay $30,000? If you can, it's up to you. If you want to get the loan, it's up to you. Good for you. But my advice will be, if you have won the DV lottery and you are still at the university, what you can do will be the best option. Come here, get the actual card, then go back to your country and finish the school. Or if you want to transfer on the last semester, then even if you get the loan, it will be a smaller loan, like $5,000, $8,000, whatever you can finish, and then your degree will be granted from university here in America. Than if you transfer in the second year and you are going to have you are going to have 2 more years, you can have a bigger loan and all other complications. You can transfer, you are allowed. And there is no guarantee when I come here, you'll get a scholarship. There's no that guarantee. But it's up to you.
Yeah, I think the other advice is if you land in America and you do all processes, you get that green card, you are allowed to stay outside the country at least every 6 months.
Yeah.
So you can win your green card, come here, process everything, and then go back. You can fill the information. You can fill forms if you will stay more than 6 months. But then you can go there, complete your education, and then come back. Or you can be coming every year, at least once every year, which is possible, once in every year.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, Pirus Ndungu, I'm K1 visa, now doing adjustment of status. You must have a lot of evidence to prove a bona fide relationship. Yes. When you get married to American citizen, you have to prove that the marriage is bona fide and not you are not just immigration scam or immigration fraud. So you need to prove that. First of all, you show the marriage certificate. You have to show maybe if you live in the same house. So the lease of the apartment, it has to include both of your names. You have to show, or if you are part of the insurance, if you have the joint bank account, you have to put that one. And if you don't have, just open the account both together. Then, if you, some other evidence can be, let's say, if you have child, that you have to be, that person has to be the father in the marriage. There are so many documentation you have to prove, and not just because you are K1 visa, and then you are doing the adjustment. Any person, myself, I did the same process. I filled the same documentation. Someone is asking, how do you get your book in terms of the soft copy? So let me put the link of the book. You can get, I have the one book which is, you can download the PDF, which is there. I've already sent on the chat. You can be able to see it. I'm the one who did not the army, is the Navy. You know, in Africa, when you say the army, you mean the military. But here, the army is a branch. Military is overall. There is a branch of the. Okay. Question is there any needed satisfaction of academic certificate from National Examination Council? I don't understand the question. But if you are talking about the interview of the DV lottery, yes, you need to have those certification, the exam, the results, whatever, academic certificates, you need to have those one. Yeah, because those will be the one proving that you have graduated. Can I get a loan to finish my master's studies at an American university after getting my green card? Yes, you can.
Yeah, some states, they have green card, that they have scholarship for green card holders. So it depends on the state where you are living, or it depends on any, qualification. But also, if you work in a company, you get committed, they can still sponsor you if you want to proceed with your education. So they will see how if they can benefit after you graduate.
These asking, will the embassy want a reference for work experience? For me, I don't say reference. They need the evidence. You say I worked as this position at this company. So it's not like a reference name. Number one, you need to have what is your contract. If you have a contract, go with the contract. That is the evidence. If you have the certificate to prove that, or the letter that you have been, the offer letter you have, you can use the offer letter. If you have the letter from your supervisor that so and so has been our employee from this time to this time, and I'm the main supervisor, this is my number, that's good too. But also, you need to have, if you have written down like the name of the company, the job you have been able to do, from where to when, the company supervisor name, the contact address, anything you have, if they want to follow up, you need to have them. Is that, that's what you did it too, right?
Yeah. Anything you write, at least if you have tangible, if you have evidence, that will be easy for you to escape from a lot of questions.
Yeah. You already answered this one. What job are you doing in the US? Already answered.
There is a lot. I mean, you just choose whatever you want to do. I mean, yeah, some people are curious. Everybody has their own dreams. Some people, they came here, they didn't even work. They started driving cars right away, like opening companies. People are just doing their own business. I think here you just have to register your everything. You don't hide, paying taxes. Everything should be in a system. Then you are good to go. So it's. I mean, you can come with your capital and start, business here.
Yeah. Okay. Another question is, what are the problems immigrants face? How to overcome them? That is a very good question. What are the problems immigrants face and how to overcome them? I cannot say, first of all, we don't want to generalize that all immigrants face the same problem. Number one, it depends, first of all, what is your immigration status? International student has different problems versus someone like Carla, who came direct from day one as a green card holder. Carla from day one is allowed to work full-time, whatever, 24 hours if he wants per day.
Yes.
But immigrant coming as an international student, you are supposed to work 20 hours per week. You see, that is the difference. You cannot overcome because that is the regulation. If you work more than hours, you are caught, you are going to be deported. So there are those kind of things.
Yes.
But again, Another problem, I can say someone might be difficult to understand certain type of accent. Another person can be easy to understand. Another person can come here with a high school, and another one can come with a PhD. Those people have two different type of challenges. Someone can come with a Bachelor of Social Science. Someone can come with IT or any science subject. Those two people have two different kind of experience or problems will be able to face. So I don't want to generalize like these are the problems of all immigrants. But overall, what I can simply say is when you come here, no matter what your education, you are supposed to start almost at the beginning, because most of the time your work experience from overseas cannot translate to many companies. And most of the supervisors or the companies, the hiring authorities, they don't call you a supervisor in Africa to confirm that. So that's why we come here and we started working in warehouses, working in customer service, work somewhere so that we can do that, to build a reputation.
On my advice, I think just be psychologically prepared. If you are psychologically prepared, there is no problem with that. You know, people, they think, okay, America is the land of, milk and honey. You understand? But you don't just sleep and stay like how people think. You wake up and then you go on a tree. You shake that tree. And US dollars starting falling down like leaves. No. Just be prepared psychologically. What do I mean when be prepared psychologically? For example, you are a boss, you are a bank branch manager over there. You employ a lot of people. When you come here in America, you start afresh.
Exactly.
And the good thing here in America, your life will determine on how you work hard, on how you be able to solve a lot of problems. Because if you are not psychologically prepared, you will think that, whenever I come in America, things will be easy, life is easy. Life is really tough, but there is a lot of opportunities opening there. You can solve your problems you can solve problems in a short period of time. In a short period of time. Yeah, the problem of immigrants, I think the other thing, the first thing, be prepared psychologically. But again, we have different kind of rules and policies. You understand? We have different kind of rules and policies. So some people come here and then they proceed applying the policies back home. That's where problems of immigrants starts. For example, if you are married back home, marriage policies and American policies for marriage are very different. Don't try to mess up with such kind of life. And that's where immigrants get problems. If your wife, or I don't know, your husband calls police for a certain problem, that's when issues start. So I mean, at least you have to understand some policies, and then you have to be psychologically prepared. Things like that.
Yes. And also to add on that, another challenge, I don't want to say like immigrant face, but you have to make a quick decision very early on to overcome this one, that you are a permanent resident. You came here as a permanent resident. What do you want to accomplish very early on? Because do you want to accomplish and stay here for the next 20, 30 years, even if you are planning to return in your own country? Or do you want to, while you are having an apartment here, at the same time you want to build the house in your own country? So how do you distribute resources? Because sometimes you can say, oh, I have to build a home. If I go to travel, I go to visit my country. The life here will not give you the opportunity, like every year, to give the vacation of 2 or 3 months, go to chill in Africa. Because unless otherwise, how are you going to survive? So you need to make that kind of decision very early on, like what will be your overall priorities you want to be able to do in order to overcome. So So those are the other things. And one of the other thing is, yes, we come here. Sometimes we tend to be associated with the people from our own culture. It's good, but branch out, learn from the people who are native of this country, because Kala and I will be able to share some few things, but Kala will get a lot of other things from a real American than me, because those people are the owners of the country.
Yes.
Just like, let's say, American talking to another American about Tanzania, and they find me, I'm Tanzanian, I'll give the inputs which they're not even in the books. They're not on these YouTube videos.
Yes.
I'll give the tricks on how they started building their finances. How do they think about retirement? As immigrants, we are getting late to think about retirement in these countries. And you end up at the age of 65, we're still working at McDonald's or at Walmart. So we need to go very, very fast. Okay, another question. Let me go to another question. Okay, Muhammad is saying, if I don't have a university degree, but I have 6 years of working experience at the airport and I put university degree when I was applying, is that the problem because there is no place to put work experience? Number one, if you don't have a degree, you don't have a degree. Even if you have 100 years of experience, even as a president, Jacob Zuma is the president of South Africa, doesn't have bachelor degree, doesn't have high school. No matter, even if you have been a president, you don't have a degree, you don't have a degree. So if you don't have high school, there is education experience, there is the primary school. Put the primary school with the lowest of all. But don't substitute with work experience. You did a mistake, you say, if you put your degrees, but when you're going to fill the DS260, put the correct information. Don't substitute, there is no work experience, then you put in primary school. That means even if you entered in first grade, you went to primary school. But don't say, oh, I have 10 years of work experience, but I don't know. Cristiano Ronaldo has how many years of experience playing soccer? Lionel Messi, how many years of playing soccer? Over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
30, they don't have a degree. They will never say they have a degree. Zidane didn't go even to more than primary school, but he's the best coach, the best player on the planet. Zidane has no degree.
So he doesn't have a high school diploma, right?
Yeah. So there is no substitute. Agnes, please, I'm single and I'm pregnant, but I have not married. Are they going to deny me my visa because I'm not married? Remember, this green card is not a family reunion. There is no requirement in order to have a child, you must be married. There's not that requirement. So if you are single, you are pregnant, if you have the baby, you will come, you and your baby. If you want to be father of that child, you must get married. They don't care about you are engaged. You don't care, this is my fiance. They don't care those kind of crazy things.
Yeah. Even if you want to get married to another man, no problem with that.
Yeah.
You still come here.
Okay, Musa Ibrahim, is the letter of offer of appointment, letter of deployment, can this letter stand as a proof of work experience? Yes. Is offer, you have been working, I mean, you have the job offer, it acts as the, But the offer of employment, they say, from this date you are employed, that it will not tell you when did you leave that company.
Yeah.
So you can say, then I worked in this company for 4 years. Yes, but this is the letter. I was employed at this position. And if you ended in the same position, that is the letter will be able to help you. Which envelope we don't have to open? There are two. The first one is the medical, which you are given by the doctor, right?
Yes.
To the embassy, and the embassy will give you another envelope.
Yeah, but sometimes you can tell that. I mean, they don't give you that envelope after you test. They will send them because the embassy will tell you go to this hospital. You just make an appointment. You go to that hospital. You do test and then you go home. You don't receive any results. Then they will send that result to the embassy. But again, after the result is out, they will tell you, you can ask a hospital. The hospital will say, you have no any problem with any test you did. If you want them to give you some results, for example, for me, the X-ray, chest, they give me a CD. If you want it, the hospital will provide it to you, but the document and information will be sent to the embassy. What we are saying, the envelope you should not open, there is an envelope you get from the US Embassy after the interview. You should not open that letter. You should not open that envelope. You should come with it. Any airport, a port of entry, you should submit that document over there.
Okay, we have to answer most of the question quick now because I think the time is going up. What about if there is no passport when you filled? You mean when you apply for the DV lottery, you must have a passport. If you don't have the passport, there is exemption. If you don't have these 3 qualifications, don't apply. Because if you apply without a passport and you don't have these 3 reasons for exemption, you will be denied the visa. 1, you must be a stateless. Don't belong to any state in this country, in this world. Secondly, either you must be what they call, you must have the coming from a country which is a communist controlled country. If your country is not communist, you are not allowed to apply. If the third one, you must get approval letter of exemption from the Homeland Security Secretary and the Secretary of State from the United States. Out of those 3 reasons, if you don't have any 3 of these reasons, you are not allowed to apply, because if you apply and you win, you will not be able to be given the visa because you lied during the application. From Ghana, when are they going to start the DV lottery? Do you mean the interviews? The interviews has started, but if you are talking about the overall application, is in October.
October.
Okay, someone was just answering the question. I said derivatives are spouse or kids. For me, it was my daughter. She was not asking any question. From Paris in Dungu. Did they ask Natalia any question?
No.
Your daughter. Oh, okay.
Because she's a baby, she can't answer.
Yeah. Another question. They don't have. Is the public?
There is actually maybe on top of that, there is no formula or technique. You have just to prepare yourself for the interview. So if you have a kid, for example, they are in middle school, interviewer can call them so that to prove, they can ask them at which level or what are you studying, things like that. That's just a conversation.
You can ask, are you excited to go to America?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not like the interview, like, okay, tell me,
like a job interview.
Conversation.
It's not like a job interview. It's just a conversation to see how you will be able, I mean, you will be a good citizen. That's it.
Is the public charge rule still a necessary document as shown on the interview if you don't have sponsor? It's not required. Just go on my the 4th video I posted on my channel. Is not required. It has been removed. I did J1 in United States. You don't think this can decrease the chance of winning there is no chance of decreasing your chance of winning. The chance of winning lottery, each person has the equal chance. If there are 6 million people have entered in the lottery, each person has the same equal chance. They don't go. There are 2 things there: to be given the visa, not to be given the visa. But the chance of winning, as long as you are eligible, you applied, everybody has the same equal chance. There is no, okay, so we are going to look in the background. We are not going to look whether you are a man or a woman. We are going to look if you are Muslim or you are Christian. They are not looking at any of those. It's just the numbers when they are going to be, the randomly, the confirmation number you have, those are the numbers that are going to be run into the system. Can you be denied can you be denied if your school certificate date of birth is different from your passport? They can do that, but the better way, I usually tell people, sometimes it's not a big deal, but the better way, just have a lawyer affidavit to say that there is a wrong document, date of birth in the certificate is different from my passport, but is still the same person. Just have the lawyer. It just takes you $5 or $10 for a lawyer to write that sentence. Just prepare, because for me, if I'm interviewing you, that is not a big deal. Because sometimes in the school you mention, especially like for instance for me, I hold my first time to hold my own birth certificate and to know the actual date of birth when I was going to the university. But before that, I didn't care, because we had, back in the time, they just write the year. Oh, what were you born? 1981. And for me, when I remember I lied in school, was in form 4, form 4, whatever, to look older. Instead of born 1981, I said I was 1980, to look I'm older than others. So that's a stupid thing we do. But nowadays, yes, the kids nowadays, they celebrate birthdays. Back in the time, we didn't care who birthday, what is that? So, yeah. But for that particular situation, just to be in the safe side, have the lawyer to write the legal document to prove that, yes, there is a incorrect, the school didn't write correct, but that is still you, not another person. From Kevin, how to move from normal job to managerial position?
I think there's a, I think it depends on your commitment. It's normal. It's just like back home. You know, back home, some people, they start jobs like cracks and they become CEO. They become on top management. It depends on your efforts, the experience, how you deliver, education. So it's the same like here. If you want to be in those top position, don't quit a job, stay for so long, do their job, meet target, be there on time. Don't just call in, call in. I mean, some people, they, you know, a lot of excuses. You can reach there.
Okay, let me go to another question. Another question, can we use work experience we get from J1 work and travel as a work experience? J1 is exchange visit. It doesn't matter work experience, where did you get it? You can get work experience in a country. They don't say your work experience must be from your country. If you traveled in America and worked in America, then you go back to your home country, that is still a work experience. So work experience doesn't require that you must be getting work experience from your own country. You can get it from anywhere. Okay, all these are great things. Let's quickly, someone is watching from Kenya. Good advice, and his Orandi Victor is a DV lottery winner from Kenya. Top G EBM. So if you come to the US with green card, are you going to pay school fees the same as international students or like US citizen? You are going to pay school fees as what you call resident. Here, there is no school fees as a US citizen. I mean, if I'm, for instance, I'm resident of Kansas or Missouri. Let's say if I'm in Missouri, I studied in any university in Missouri. Let's say I will pay, I'm giving an example, like $10,000 US. I'm the same American citizen who lives in Missouri. If we go from here to go to study in California, I'll pay $15,000. So there is in-state fee, out-state fee. And there are few universities, out-state fee is the same as international. And there are some few universities, the out-state fee, so there's in-state fee, out-state fee, and then there is international. But most of the international, they pay any other outside of the state. They wanted to make sure that the resident of that particular state, they pay lower, they access the education. So if you come as a resident, you come here as green card holder, that means you are becoming a resident of this state. So you are, if you study in the same state, you are feel to be difficult, even if, than any other person. So American citizen, if he's going to study in another state, will pay more. This guy, he's planned to be the winner. I'll be one of the winner for this DV 2022. Amen to that. Yeah. Okay, let's find another question. Do we have to translate our papers to English for the interview? if you have documents. First of all, the documents you send in KCC, they have to be translated. Like what you mean, like if your birth certificate is in Swahili, you have to have the English version of that. Like you have to translate that one. And you go to the interview, that means you'll go with the same similar document, because the KCC you send it through email. So you have the actual document. So the actual document, you have to go with it to the embassy. See this, Jennifer is declaring herself as the DV 2022 winner. Amen. That is the spirit we want from people. Okay, this will be a question for you, Carla. How long does it take to get your green card after you landed in US?
Yeah, I mean, if you reach here, you have to, it depends on you. If you start processing it and send information about green card, you just send your document to the Homeland Security after. Okay,
Natalia.
thank you. Yeah, after sending your document to Homeland Security, I think it takes
And
like
pay the fee.
The fee is
220, right?
Yes, about 220. So we were three. We paid about $600. So I think it is around 200. So yeah, if you get your green card, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to get it area. But also you can stay for some few months. For example, for us, I think we stayed 2 months before the green card, and then the third month we send the money. We got it in January. So it depends on you. If you send the money earlier, they will send it earlier.
Yeah. And you can pay even before you come here if you want. But yeah, it doesn't change more. And even before you got your card, you can start applying for jobs. As long as you have Social Security, you can start applying for jobs and start working while you are waiting for the actual card. Hello, watching from Kenya. Is it possible to mention your friend's address if you can't afford to rent your own apartment? Yes, because Carla, you stayed with me. You put in my, so you can. That's why they want address where you're going to stay. They don't want you to say, because you cannot rent from where you are. How do you rent it? It's a very complicated process to rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a friend, that is your host. Lobos Tech Hub. Degrees from online university like University of People recognized for jobs and further education.
Yes, I mean, if your certificate is valid,
yeah,
it will be recognized. But yeah, some of places, some of companies, they want you to convert the results. They want to know if the system there, your university results match with their results here in America.
Okay, yes, you have already answered. If you have any documents which are not in English, yes, it must be translated. Carla, can you talk about the truck driving?
I'm not experienced with that, but yeah, I have a friend who is doing so. They say it's a good job. I mean, here in America, anything you want to do, you can do it. There is no limit. So,
and even Marie's sister, the husband, Jeff, is now a truck driver.
Go
for a special school for being certified for that.
Yeah. So actually in truck there is two things. You can be independent contractor. That means you can be an owner. You can buy your own truck.
Yeah.
Or you can go somewhere, they train you how to drive a truck, and then they will employ you under agreement, under contract. So they pay your school fees, and then after that, you have to stay for some period of time, for example, 1 year before you start employing yourself.
You have to pay the money for their school. Jeff is what he did that way. He went to Colorado for that school. But he left the school. I mean, he left the job before, so because he got another better job. But he agreed to, he agreed to pay. It's just you can pay like 6,000 or 8,000, whatever. But the job he got, that's to say you get paid more. Yesterday I was live when they say like sometimes, so for instance, for him, he can make up to 100,000 per year as a truck driver with high school education, while you can be with a PhD in social science and you get to 65,000. So that's why it's yours. So that's what we were talking about with the mindset. If you come with the mindset, I have a degree, I have to become a bank manager. Okay, come with that mindset. You can be a bank manager, get $20 per hour, and you can be a truck driver, can get $100,000 per year. So choice is yours. Can I get a loan to start mining project after holding green card? I can say yes and no. Number one, no, you need to have a good credit. You have to establish a credit. So you cannot just lend it today. Oh, I have a green card. I'm a US citizen. I can go to get the loan. No. You need to have a company registered. You need to have established the credit. So there is a certain good track of your financials. That's number one. Two, you can start a mining project. Where are you going to start the mining project? There is another complicated process. If you are going to take the money from America, that I'm going to get the loan, because they have to know what kind of project are you going to do. If you say I want to get this money to go to start a company in Tanzania, that is a different story. That if you want to have a company in America, it is easier for them to project if you get the profit than I'm going to start a company in South Africa. How are they going to project if we'll be able to pay their money back? It's just like even the bank to give the loan for the house. They cannot give you the loan for the house, 200,000, I'm going to buy a home in Tanzania. No, you must get the bank loan for the home to buy a home in America. So there are certain restrictions of that nature. So it depends on what kind. But overall, first of all, you must build your credit. And two, you must have a good financial to get a loan. They don't just give you the loan because you are green card or you are US citizen. Someone is asking about the visa interview for Schengen. So what about K1 interviews in Schengen area? The travel ban affecting us, people from Schengen, to process our visa K1 petition? No, the ban in Schengen doesn't stop you from processing. Now the priority is given for the immigrant visas, and K1 is part of that. But once you get the visa, the ban for the Schengen is you cannot travel from Schengen directly to America. So if you're from Schengen, you can say, let me go to Dubai and stay there for 14 days and fly from Dubai or from a country which is not Schengen to come to America. So you cannot travel. What is the ban is about? Don't travel directly from Schengen to America, but go to another country, spend it for 14 days, then come to America. So the ban doesn't affect the processing of the visa. Thank you so much, and our guest, for all your wonderful updates and encouragement with your guys' advice.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Okay, we're about to finish. We have been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, can permanent, I think green card holder in Canada, permanent residents of Canada, come to visit US without any doubt? For you, there is a process to come here. You can come to, I mean, if you're a permanent resident of Canada, remember you are still a citizen of another country. You are not a citizen of Canada.
Yes.
So there will be a restriction. If, for instance, a green card holder in America, if wants to go to Britain, has to get a permit to go to Britain.
Yes.
Had to get a visa. American citizen will get the visa upon their arrival. But Carlo is still having a passport of Tanzania, but still when he's going to the interview, they'll give them an easy interview because he's a permanent resident. Canada and US, they have a relationship. A US permanent resident can travel to Canada easily, and a permanent resident of Canada can travel easily to come to America. They have an easy relationship. But for a permanent resident, it still is a little bit harder compared to the citizen.
Yes.
Even if there is a certain restriction of to go across the border. Which state do you recommend for a DV lottery winner to stay?
For me, I think it depends where you have stayed before you come here in America.
Yeah.
It depends. Everybody likes their own, choices. But for me, like if you have a family, don't go to a busiest city, because busiest city, there's a lot of competition in almost everything. A lot of competition on apartment. You pay a lot of money, and then transport sometimes is you have to compete. So it depends on you. But if you have a family, just go to a mid uh a place where there's no more complications. And I can say just find any state which will be easy for you to learn and to just get used to that new environment.
Yeah, that is a good advice. And again, the good thing is you can come here in America, and it doesn't mean that you must live in that state forever. You can arrive in New York, and then after arriving here after a month, 3 months, you can move to another state. It's not that you must stay in one country forever.
Yeah, a good thing with green card holder, you can do mistakes and then you can correct those mistakes. There is no problem with that, because you are just here to stay. You are not going anywhere. I mean, no one is kicking you out. So you can start any state. If you think that you can't manage, just move to another state. You can choose any job. If you think that job is not good for you, you can just choose another job.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, Liz. So question is, say hello, EBM Ndikala. Thank you for this chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, must you have a family member or a sponsor to apply for the DV lottery? No, you don't. Tania Pereira, my number is AS 9000. I did not get email document to submit email. My case will be current this month. What should I do? What you need to do? Wait for the email from KCC. You are now
update.
The Asia 9000 is current this month. But remember, there are people in Asia, they haven't been interviewed in October 2020, November, December, January, February, and March. So there are so many people behind you. You'll be able to get that one.
Yes, but also you can make a call to Homeland Security.
Yeah, but
you can make a call.
The simple way is just prepare all the documents. The document, especially like KCC, they want your birth certificate, if you are marriage certificate, police clearance, passport. Have all the documents ready. The day they send email today, they send today and then you are going to find the document. No, they send today, after 5 minutes, respond.
Yeah, but it is good to make a follow-up. For me, I was making a call. I called them like about 4 times. So it's good to make a call and to make sure.
For now, because their number is just become current now. But for this year, it's been strange because no one has been interviewed for the first 5 months. So it's not like the normal time. So the KCC, they stopped requesting the documents, because if they're requesting, why should I request the document where I'm not processing? So I think that was the reason.
Yeah.
But very soon, because once you get current, within 2 weeks, you'll get that email. Liz is having a question from a colleague. If he is already in the United States and that person wins the lottery, what happens? You process the green card the same, but it's different. If you are outside the United States, you apply to go to the visa interview at the US Embassy. So you fill the form, is called DS-260, immigrant visa form at the embassy. You fill the form online to go to the embassy. But if you're already in the United States, you are not going to process to go to the embassy, because there is no embassy within the country.
Yes.
So you do what we call adjustment of status.
Yes.
So you fill the form, is called the I-485. The form, immigration number form 485, adjustment of status. So you are filling the same form like a person who is married in the United States is filling. You are filling the form like the person from sponsored by a work to become a permanent resident, because you are adjusting your status from whatever visa you have, F1 to green card, from whatever visa you have to green card. One condition is don't be out of status if you have won the DV lottery and you are in the United States. Because if you're out of the status, you go to the visa interview. So they interview at the, just like the marriage interview to the immigration, they'll do the interview while you are already here. So everything is processed while you are here under what we call the adjustment of status. Okay, let me quickly go to other questions. Can you be refused a visa if you couldn't graduate from school? No, depending on the school. If you're in graduate high school, you need to have 2 years of work experience. If you are above high school, you are good. But again, you can also add work experience. I believe no one doesn't have any work experience, unless otherwise you are born today and you did it today. But as a normal human being, 18 and 30 years old, whatever, 25 years old, you have done any type of work. We've already answered this, like a state you choose any state. If you have host, go to a host. Life will be easier to start to know someone, but then don't go to the bigger, most expensive states. If possible, don't go to New York because you are in New York to show off. Don't go to California just because I'm in LA, baby, wherever, those crazy stuff. It doesn't matter where you are. You are in America. McDonald's is McDonald's. Target is Target. Wherever you go is the same place. When are the results of the DV 2022 will be out on May 8? How easy to get an apartment for the first time if I come to the United States? Do I have to have some receptionist, or I can do it online? A few things on that. When you come to America and you want to do that one, there are big challenges, and especially it's your first time to get an apartment. Obviously, they have to do a credit score to look to see or background to check if you are paying apartment before, and the first time they can put the what we call security deposit higher. To process, you can process online or you can go on site on your own, depending what you do. For me, for instance, I'm giving an example. Let's when you are moving to California, from California to here, I cannot just come to find the apartment, then go to California. So I did everything online. Then we just arrived, they gave us the key. So it's just a normal process. You can do everything online. But at the beginning, there will be a lot of processes. If you have the host, you can go from the host and look at the apartment. You can go to look in person to see where they are. And you have to know how to read the contracts, because sometimes there are small local fine prints. Certain regulations can be bad for you. So you need to read and
understand,
My country of origin is in Cameroon and I live in Cyprus. Is it possible for me to leave from Cyprus to US if I win the DV lottery? I'm a refugee in Cyprus. Yes. You can process everything, just like Ikala, you process everything in South Korea, and it came from South Korea to America. Yes. If you can't send the documents immediately, what should I do? You do nothing. Get the documents. Without the documents, they know you are not going to get an appointment for the interview.
Even if you send them early, if it is not your chance of your interview, if it's not your time, they will just keep them, and they will ask you to resend them again.
When the time comes, because the job is not to keep the. Can I send the documents now? My case number is 50,000. Wait, they'll email you. If you send it, because it's just like a pipeline. Okay, this is the folder for those people who we are asking now. The rest of these people, then another desktop, computer folder, whatever they have. So if you send, if you are not part of this group, they don't care who you are. The time comes, it's processed, they'll bring another batch. If your batch is here, they'll click automatic email, send the documents. So we send them again. So it doesn't give you extra advantage. Or if I send it together before they ask me, they will process them early. No, it doesn't help you anything. Thank you so much. Yeah. MRD winner, can you tell us the next live? I've been trying to be live every time around the same time, around this time every day I've been live. So which is 12 p.m. or 11:30 of my Central American time. So I don't know from your time. So if you look like I've been trying to have a regular live almost every time. Kofi Amoa, please kindly subscribe to EBM Scholars channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, EBM is doing a great job for this continent. Thank you so much, everyone. And the Kofi, that is a very, very good point you have put. The goal of this year is to reach 100,000 subscribers. If we go more than that, that will be good. So if you are watching the live, today is your first time to come here, please consider subscribing. Hi, EBM, is it possible and legal to get married after visa is issued and bring it to the US, then file for my spouse after I get my green card? Please make explanation on this issue. Let me make it easier for you. If you have someone you have a relationship with, get married before you go to the interview. After winning, because you don't tell me that you have found someone to get married after getting that visa. Don't tell me that way. Because
it can also be possible.
No way, no. Please, no way. Someone will say is loving you because they have seen the visa that this person is a green card holder. You cannot tell me that I got the visa from the embassy today. I have 6 months to travel, and today I meet a girl. Oh, I love you so much. Really? No way. By the way, you are not handsome. Yeah. Just like me, I'm not handsome. And just what makes me to be love is just the visa and the US trip. Let's be honest. Why can't so what is this way? For me, like if you have girlfriend or you have a boyfriend, it is better you have won. Oh, let's get married and then we process together right away. After getting that passport and the visa stamp is there, you are green card holder. The game has changed. Yeah. If you are single, you are single. You will come in America as single. If you get married, you come to process. There is another process. A green card holder processing to bring a spouse. Yes, you get married to a spouse. And in that situation, the process will take 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Because green card holder is not the high preference. High preference is the spouse of the United States citizen, is the parent of the United States citizen, is the children of the United States citizen. You are the fourth preference. The game has changed. So if you have won the DV lottery, you really love someone, process now before you go to the interview. If you have submitted the DS260, go and update the DS260. If someone put the juju on you and you get married after getting the visa, the juju will not work against the United States. The person will not be able to bring you. If it's going to bring you, it's going to bring you as a visitor. B1, B2 visa, you come as a visitor, not as a green card holder. You will not have a green card holder. And you come to stay for a month and you go back to your home country.
Yeah. So it's better you process those things before you get that visa.
Yeah, and even I usually tell people, even if you see like there is a difficulty to come to start the life together, process the visa, come to green card together here, and your spouse will go back to the country, but after having that actual card. You never know what will happen next week. Online courses also good to use in the immigration. Yes, depending on the online courses and the level. Yeah. Because you can have a PhD from Harvard is online.
Yes.
Still Harvard. But the problem is when we are in, especially in Africa, someone online, it looks like it's a scam. Not all, I mean, depending on the online. Yeah, Francis EBM and Color, thank you so much for your time and watching from Algeria.
Thank you.
You know the green card holder, the first person of a green card holder to be given the visa. for 2021 is from Algeria. He has the case number of AF00001 from Algeria. Was the first person to be awarded the green card. Yeah.
Okay.
Peter, what if my experience is not listed among the Department of Labor, but I have degree? What does that affect me? No, it will not affect you. Remember, the minimum qualification is high school. So having a degree and any
It's
work
a good
experience,
qualification.
yeah, it's a good qualification.
Even if you don't have work experience, so your degree is good enough.
Abuka Maskas, age of 60 years old. Can I participate in the DV lottery? Please explain me. I'm from Somalia. As long as you are 18, there is not even the minimum age to start. But basically, in order to have high school, you must have at least 18 years old. Many people.
Yes.
You cannot have high school unless you're so much genius to be at the age of 10. But to finish high school or to have good working experience in the past 5 years, 2 years, you have to have at least 18. So if you're 18 and 250 or 5 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. 60 years old, you are good to go. You can apply.
Yes. I have a tangible example. I have a certain friend from Kenya. He's 60 years old and he came here with his family. Yep. So there's no problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there will be a challenge to adjust to the American life like everybody else. Yours will be more difficult because it depends on how energetic you are to start to doing all those jobs at the beginning, spending long hours, whatever. But yes,
no, I mean, it should not be difficult. It depends. You can come here and still start doing business and employing people.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
There is a job on Walmart. Your job is to sit and pressing that card, whatever, like that one, each press to count people. You're just sitting there like 1, 2, 3. That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice job. Keep doing what you are doing. Watching from German Cologne. Guego Nakasila. My 2 brothers and sister studied their PhD in German. One from Bremen, one from Bavaria is one of, I don't remember exactly the name of the university. Another one from Leipzig University. 2 political science, 1 law. Do you need to certify your documents like certificates at the embassy since your interview was in another country?
Like certificate? Like no, you don't have to. You don't
because
have
you have the originals, right?
Yeah, if you have the originals, you don't have to. But if you are submitting any copy documents, at least you have to certify them. You can certify them, I think, especially on your country of origin. They can certify that, and then you can submit those documents. But also, without certify, I mean, if you have, for example, when I was in South Korea, I can just go in my embassy and ambassador can certify my documents because they are the one representing your country, that country you are living. So there is no any doubt with that.
Yeah. There are some few people are asking to join live here, so I want to find a way to do that. I want to. Let me send some link. Okay. Shota Bekaze, hello from the Republic of Georgia, as a winner of DV 2021. Can I join you online? I'm going to send 2 things. Number 1, I'm sending you the link to him. I don't know if that will be able to do. And then Another thing will be the easy way will be just wait. So let me send the link. I have to go live like myself to go live on my own. This is strange. Okay. I have to go live myself on my own. Okay, what is his name? Okay, Shorter. I have to. Here is the link to join. Okay. Okay, Shorter, I sent you the link, but it is in the comment or in the chat. I cannot send it directly to you. So I think that will be able to help. Okay. Yeah, so, and Liz, I've sent you the link. Yeah. For those who want to join the group of Telegram, I'm going to put the link of the Telegram group here. You can be able to join there on the Telegram. Yeah, so people are appreciating. Thank you both for this wonderful show. Remember to also subscribe to Carla's YouTube channel. Has few videos so far, but he's planning to keep making more videos, especially with the experience of the green card. So just go to his YouTube channel right now, and you want to see more subscribers on Carla's channel. So just that is the link for Carla's channel, and subscribe to his channel right now. That is the link. Okay, what other people are appreciating this one? Someone is asking, thank you, EBM and Carla. Please, can you use a new or renewed passport on the DS26? Since my passport I used for the DV lottery has expired. Yes, but when KCC requests the documents, you have to send both the passport used to apply and the passport, the new passport.
Yes.
And the embassy for the interview, you have to go because they have to prove that you were the same person who applied for the old passport and the new passport, which will be the one which they are going to stamp the visa. Okay. Okay. Is there any form to fill the embassy that I'm engaged to my husband so that it will help to help me when I come back to marry and file for him? Okay. This is confusing for me. Number one, if your husband, you are not engaged, your husband is husband. Are you talking about the K visa, fiance visa, or you're talking about you want to come alone and then you? I don't understand your question, because if he's your husband,
for me, the short explanation is, if you don't have a marriage legal document, they will never accept anything you just bring it to them. So if you are going to do the interview at the embassy without any marriage legal documents, they will define you as not a married person.
The question, let me go to this. Okay, hi EBM, is it possible for and legal to get married after visa? Yeah, just get the easy way, get married before you go to the interview. If you go after the interview, the game is over. If you come alone and then you want to press for your husband, you can do that, but he will come as a visitor. If you want for him to come as a green card holder, it will take years.
Yeah, it will take 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Hi,
Welcome.
Hello. Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. Welcome.
Lizzie is in Colorado. We have been doing a lot of shows with her.
I saw your last video.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Nice to meet you here.
Nice to meet you. How is Colorado?
It is not bad today. The sun is out, so we are happy.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you? Where you also in Missouri?
I live in Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay.
It's called KCK. Yes. I have one of my neighbors from Colorado. One of my friends. Yes.
Nice. So I wanted to ask you EBM, but first also drop my link so that people can go subscribe for me also.
Yeah, I've posted the link on the comment. Roll with Liz.
Okay. So I want.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. What's your name?
So, it's Daddy's working. Those so fast, so sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask EBM. I don't know if you already answered. So somebody asked if they are already in the US on a different visa, like a visitor's visa, and they win the lottery. So what happens?
Yeah, so as I said, that one, if you are a visitor visa, first of all, make sure that your visa is valid for the entire time you are waiting. For instance, your visa is 1 year visa.
Mm.
You are going to win in May, and you have 6 months left. It is difficult, unless otherwise you have a very small case number. It is very difficult to be interviewed while you are here in the US. As long as you are legally here, not out of status, you are here legally, you do the form, it's called the I-485, adjustment of status. So you are adjusting your status by filling that form, and you are processing everything while you are here. Because you don't need to go to the US Embassy. Okay,
So,
shortly, you ask, 1 minute, is asking how can you join? Just click that link and write your name, which will take you direct to me. Okay, so yeah, so I was saying what is happening is just like what you need to do is just you fill the different form. It's different from DS-260.
okay.
You are adjusting, just like someone who is married to a US citizen in America is doing the same process. So all are doing any person in America who is from any type of visa and want to get a green card, whether it's through marriage, whether through work, whether through lottery, you fill the same form.
Okay. So I think this one is difficult for this very person that is asking, because he came on a visitor's visa, and then he got, what is that? They give you work authorization.
J1 visa.
How can
working? I mean, like a work permit ID
or social?
He has a social, so he's able to work. So what is that status? But he doesn't have the visitor's visa as valid at the moment.
He has different, because you cannot get a social without you cannot get a social without you know how to work in simple. So
Yes,
if you are social, he has a certain type of visa.
okay.
Not a visitor. It can be J1 exchange visa, or any type of visa.
Okay.
But as long as he's here legally, not out of status. If you're out of status, you have already V lottery. You go to the interview, they will deny you.
Okay. So if he's out of status now, it's going to be hard for him to go for the interview. So he won't win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have a special case. One person, I feel the person didn't know about green card lottery, and has been in the United States for 29 years.
Mm.
And I didn't know it was out of status. So one day I visited that family at their home. Oh, there is a lottery. I could just feel there. And the first time the person won. Filled everything, went to the interview. Oh, you are out of status for this period of time.
Wow. Wow.
The good thing, the year later, her son turned 21. So her son was able to sponsor the mother.
Oh,
I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why they will ask you to have a background check before
Yeah.
you go to any interview.
And there is a
Because
question. Yeah, and there's
yeah,
a question. Have you ever been to US? If yes, have you been overstayed? There is that question.
yeah,
okay. So if you overstay your visa, whatever visa it is, that is a red flag.
Illegal. Yeah.
it can be. I mean, it will depends on the officer who is interviewing you.
No, that is
For
the law.
example, you were illegal here, and I mean, they just deported you.
Okay.
So if they deported you, it will depend on how the policy says or how the law says.
Even you are not deported, if you are out, because when you go there, you have to show your passport. The question
Yeah.
is, have you been to USA? What is your current status? Have you ever been illegal in America?
Nuna, come back, darling. Come
If you have
back.
been
Yeah.
illegal,
They
That
will,
is
yeah,
the
they will deny you a visa.
and if you have been illegal and you are deported, even you are in country, you are in your country,
Okay.
there is a period you have to get at least 5 years or whatever to get another
Yeah.
visa to come to America. So because you are here, they will say no, they're not going to deport you. They say no, go, and that is the other department. If they catch you, that is a different. But they will not deport you.
And then what happens also if somebody applies for asylum? These are two different questions that came in my inbox from the live we did yesterday. So when somebody, this is a different person now. There are two people. He came on a visitor's visa. Actually, this one is a female, and then applied for asylum, but now is applied for DV lottery, which will come out now, and she's hoping to win, but they haven't replied. The asylum hasn't replied him.
Yes.
So what
That
is
is a
going to
question.
happen?
If you win, that person will be able to get the card. So that person is a different. Once you submit the asylum, you are not illegal. So even if you stay for 5 years, they are delaying.
Yes,
that is the different
you are
story.
safe
That is the
because
process.
your application is in the process. Yeah.
But if I'm in school, then I decide to chill, that is a different story.
Okay. Makes sense.
That is the DV winner, shorter from Belgium, from Georgia. Not
Hi,
Georgia.
Shota.
Yeah, Republic of Georgia.
Hello.
Welcome.
Greetings. Thank you for allowing me to get in, and I will be, whenever I will be allowed it, I will speak. I am listening just to you.
No problem. Yeah. So Liz is a green card holder through fiance marriage, like you come into here through fiance visa, and then the process kind of that way. So it's a different color, is a lottery, and now you are planning to come to America. Shorter is a lottery winner. So
Is he already here?
No,
Yeah.
you are waiting for the interview, right?
No.
Me?
Come say hi.
Yeah, you are waiting for the interview, or you are already here.
Yes, sir. I am. I actually, my case number is around 26,000. I am about to finalize my DC 260. And as you know, the bulletin is 18,000. I have to rush now because it's approaching. And actually, I listened to so many YouTubers about green card, but you are the best. Despite the fact that my
That is true. I want to say that is true. No, it's okay.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
They are not as specific as you are, and I am thankful thankful. It's very good. All your videos are very good, and I appreciate. and I am winner of 2021 from Europe. I am winner. Actually, my wife won, and we are accompanying. I have a question. I've been in the United States for more than 6 times. Now, what do you think? Will it be easier for us to get in the United States or here? Because I can also go to America to apply, or it doesn't matter.
You have been here 6 times, right?
Yeah, more than 6 times, let's say.
Yeah, so there is no problem when you are processing at all. It will be easier for you because even when you go to the embassy, once you have been to the US and you go back, you have created a trust with the American government.
Yeah.
I remember, let me give you an example. I came here for the first time, 2008, 2009. So I went back to Tanzania to get the new visa. Oh, we lost him. So I went back to Tanzania to get the new visa. So I arrived today, tomorrow I went to the interview. The question was, oh, so you just came back? I said, yes. So which state were you? I was in West Virginia. Oh, that was it's a very poor state, but I'm sure you had a very good time. I said, yes, it was a very good time. So when are you traveling back? I gave the date. It's okay. And by the way, we have they call the embassy, they have what we call the information session next week. Would you like to be a guest to speak for us? I said, oh, no problem. Okay. Boom. So it was not like the interview. They didn't ask me any question. It's just, oh, you've been to US and you came back.
Problem
you have the trust.
No, sorry, there's problem.
Yeah, I see you have
internet problem, I think.
With my internet, that's why it turned off. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, because you applied
and
for the visa,
probably
you came here.
You replied my question.
Yeah, because you have been to America and went back to your country, you are a trusted person. So for the questions, they have no more problems. Because someone, if you came here and you disappeared, but you came here, went back, so you are a trusted person. That's
your interview will be easy. There will be no many questions about you. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is something else. Yeah. And also, whether we like it or not,
I said,
the interviews in developing countries like in Africa are tougher. Non-immigrant, they're tougher compared to the Europe. Yeah, so there are a lot of congratulations to you.
So I have a question for Carla. So Carla, where were you in Korea?
I will have another question.
Last question. Yeah.
Okay.
You were in Korea.
Yes, I was in Korea. I stayed there since 2013
question,
up
please.
to 2019.
No, I am from Georgia.
Okay, let us hear a short question and then we can go ahead and answer.
Okay.
Pardon?
Ask your question.
Mr. EBM, actually, I asked this question. I think I want to be sure. I have one specific question. You know,
yes.
I have American child who was born in the United States. So
yes.
in the lottery to 2021, I haven't included him. I wrote in number of child as 0. But the DC 260 asks me the same question. If I say this time one child, there will be inconsistency. Reply them as a 0 child. What do you think? Please give me. It's a very detailed question. I don't want to do something wrong.
Yeah. So here it is.
Thank you very much.
When you apply for the DV lottery, if you have a child who is a green card holder or US citizen, you have 2 options: to include your child, to say you have a child, or no. Either you say you have a child, it doesn't affect you. If you say you don't have a child, it doesn't affect you. Oh, he's gone. So it doesn't affect you because you are the DV winner, but your child doesn't need a green card. So when you are filling the DSC 260, you have the option, and you don't need to say you have a child because that child doesn't need a visa. Is American citizen by birth already.
Yeah.
So let me wait for him. Yeah. So, oh, you put the camera this way. Yeah. So I was saying, if you can hear me, because you are the DV winner and your child is American citizen, you have the option to include or not to include your child. So if you fill the DSC 260, you say you have 0 child, there is no problem because your child doesn't need the American visa to come to America. So put 0, that's okay. You have no problem. That is part of the instructions. It is clearly said, if you have a child is American citizen or green card holder, is your choice. You can say I have or I don't have. They are not going to penalize for that because the child doesn't need any visa to come to America.
Yeah. And the other thing, I think maybe after.
But what about in my DC 260?
No problem with that. When you reach here, in America, you know, for the documentation, then you can start claiming your child, your baby. No problem with that, because there will be no doubt. They will see your name on a baby's certificate. They see document. Here in America, if they want to prove, if they doubt you with that, you can go and check DNA. You bring documents.
They don't need DNA on that because they already have the birth certificate born in America. All your data in the system that this child is American, this is the father.
Yeah, that's it. So I think you can need it maybe for some of registration.
The point is that I want to be correct, you know. There will be inconsistency. I wrote in my delivery application, I wrote 0 child, but DC 260 asked the same question. Should I?
Yeah. Put it 0.
Yeah, just if you said 0, just keep saying 0. And if you already said 0, don't say you have a child in the interview, because even if you say I have a child during the interview, that will not affect you. But I mean, they say if your child is out from United States, they will not get the visa during that interview. So you have to come in America, and then if they are outside America, you will take like 3 years to process to invite them to come and join you. But there is no problem with that.
Your answer is there. In the DSC 260,
hello guys, thank you.
0 because your child is a US citizen already. That is your answer.
Hello guys, how are you doing?
Thank you very much, sir.
How are you doing?
So it means that I should not bring my.
I have question.
child to consultate.
Yes, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Abdulaziz, ask you a question.
Yes, my teacher. How are you?
I'm doing good. You?
I hope you are the best. Yeah, I'm fine. I want to ask you a question. It's my first time to apply DV lottery. What time the last the decision? Yeah, I want to know. And how many people there talk?
At the moment, we do not know how many people applied because the statistics are given after the results. So, for instance, I can give the previous DV 2021. It was 6,700,000. Almost about 7 million people applied. So that's when they give the statistics when the results are happening. When do they start doing the selection? We do not know usually when. But what we know is May 8, the results will be out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Somali. I'm support for you, Somali. in Mogadishu.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. Okay. Let me. Someone has a question.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. My son number is over 70,000. Will he be interviewed from Kenya? I cannot guarantee on that particular situation because number one, it depends on how many people will be denied the visas. That's number one. Number two will be if the decision to approve the immigration, the new immigration law, the immigration changes, if will be approved before September. If it's going to be approved before September, they'll be increasing the number up to 80,000. So you have to pray two things. Number one, to increase the number of visas to 80,000. That decision should be done before September. That should be number one. Number two, which is a bad thing, you have to pray for many people to lose or to be denied the visas. That's why I usually tell people, don't make unnecessary mistakes because the consulate to deny you the visa has no problem because there are so many people waiting for that, for you to lose. The V2021 has over 132,000 winners selected. So is over all those people, they are going to give you 55,000 visas maximum. Most is 50,000. So out of all those people are just waiting for you to lose so that they can come to the line. So that's why don't just take it for granted. That's why even if the name there is a one letter spelling mistake, get a lawyer, pay a lawyer to write a legal document to make sure that you are correctly. When we say go with all documents, go with all documents. Just in case so that they cannot be deny you the visa.
Yeah.
Okay, there is one person is asking a question. This is also question to Liz. Liz is not here anymore. Advise me, I'm in the States, I'm doing the adjustment of status and the process is taking so long. I have done biometric. I'm waiting for the EAD, employment authorization card, whatever, and the advanced parole AP. Advise what I can do to keep myself busy. Okay, what I can do, I can screenshot the question and I will send it to Liz, and Liz will be able to do that. But to keep yourself busy, nowadays a little bit the EAD, it takes a lot. Let me take a picture of this one first, and then I can send. To get the EAD, the employment authorization card, it takes a little bit longer because of the COVID. It used to be after biometric, you wait almost 2 to 4 weeks maximum to get your actual work authorization card. That is what happened to me. I submitted the documents. After the day I did the biometric, it was less than a month. I got my actual card to start working. But what you can be able to do to keep yourself busy, start a YouTube channel. Not just for the money, just for yourself to keep busy, something to look forward, or start writing a book about your experience. The same experience you're going through, just write a book. And to write a book is very, very easy. On my channel, I have a playlist about how to write a book. There are so many things. So you can start writing, just start writing, type your experience for whatever from day one, how everything is maybe slow, whatever it is, just write your experience. It keeps you busy. Because you have a good experience to talk about the fiancé visa than any other person because you are going through the same process. So those are the things, because I cannot say, let me start working because technically you are not allowed to work. You can be able to say you're going to volunteer somewhere. You can start being a volunteer. That's okay. But myself, just start doing like YouTube. We don't need it to have any credential to start doing that, something like that. So until you get your work authorization, your YouTube will start growing a little bit bigger, something like that.
Right.
Okay. Someone is asking a question. Who are the DV lottery winners in this chat? So if you are the DV lottery winner, you can be able to get in touch with other people.
Yeah.
Okay. That is from Algeria. The guy was thanking us. And someone is also thanking you for explaining explaining. I'm a medical doctor. Okay, we have been here for 3 hours. I think it is time to go with the other business of the day. I know, Carla, you have a family. I want to say a few things before we end. I put 2 channels here. I'm going to put Carla's channel. Please
Thank you.
subscribe to Carla's channel. That one is a channel. You can be able to get his personal experience on that. That is number 1. That will be one of the way to say thank you to him. What I mean is spending 3 hours on computer to answer all your questions. And also, I'm going to post Lizzie's channel. You can also see her channel also on the comment.
Yeah.
Liz also usually have done like over 8 interviews with her already. She's usually available wherever we needed to ask her any questions. Yeah. So, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you haven't done so. So, Carla, if you have any few last things to say before we end the show, please say your final words.
Yeah, for me, I say, these things is possible, and yeah, a lot of people are asking that, is this real? Is this real? Like, green card is something which is real. It doesn't cost you anything on application. So I advise you not just to lose this chance. Whenever you get time every year, please try to make an application, because you don't know, you can have your American dream soon. So that's what I have for now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carla. As I said, the best way to say thank you to Carla is to subscribe to his channel. That is the best.
Yeah, please subscribe. Yeah, subscribe and get some insights, get some information. And if you have any question, please just put your comments below. We can help whenever we are able to do so.
The last question, is it better to be live here in the US or Korea?
I mean, it depends. I'm still a Tanzanian. I still love Tanzanian life. I've been in South Korea. They offered me a scholarship, and the life has been good in South Korea, and now I'm here in America. So for me, it's good to have experience both sides, because both sides have negative side and positive sides. But yeah, you have to choose one place you get settled and just try to do life. So yeah, I can say, yeah, America, they gave me opportunity to be here as a permanent resident. What can I say? I mean, it's a good thing. But also South Korea, they offered me a scholarship. So it might be, like it was a bridge for me.
Yeah, it's a good experience. Yeah. So Shota is thanking us for our videos. Last question, let me answer quick. Hello, my question, please. My girlfriend won the DV lottery and she put in her document. She was given the number. Can she still add me as she goes to the interview if we get married now before the interview? If you get married now, yes. Get married now. Ask KCC to unlock so that she can add you as married. She cannot add a boyfriend. She cannot add engaged person. She has to add the husband, married person. So you have to get married first. She has to update the DSC 260, and she has to do that. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And this is going to conclude our day and night for other people. May God bless you each and everyone for this time to be here together. People are appreciating and saying thank you for what you have been able to do today. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to Carla's channel and the Lizzie's channel. They have been doing a very good job. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.